A guy in late 20s is crying inconsolably, tears rolling down his cheeks. But why? Because he couldn't crack an examination. His parents are poor. They took debt and sent him to a coaching institution in capital city. He took a 10 by 10 room and he was studying so hard, yet he couldn't crack that examination because that examination is very tough examination that he chose. And he's thinking how I can repay debts that my parents took. His future is seeming to be bleak. What I need to do now? And he went and he applied for jobs, but nobody is taking him. They are rejecting him because he did not have any experience. And as fresher, he cannot go. It has become a nightmare for him. He's mentally, physically, emotionally, financially broke right now. The examination that I'm talking about is UPSC examination. And 99.9% people go through what I said right now. It is very tough examination, by the way. I have great respect for them. The courage, the determination, the boldness, the audacity they're showing to crack an examination that has chance of failure of 99.9%, it isn't an easy thing. Yet they took on that. Salute to you. And now, Pooja Khedkar is dismissed from IAS. But I thank Pooja Khedkar because she exposed the dark rot in UPSC examinations. I feel that in a lighter note, she has been planted and she exposed it so that millions of youngsters don't fall into the trap of this UPSC examinations. And secondly, I want to talk about what is the roots of this UPSC examination. How did it come into Indian system? The roots of it is in British administration. So Britishers were hardly 80,000 to 1 lakh people at the time. How could they manage the population of India, which was 30 crores? The answer was ICS, Indian Civil Services. Through Indian Civil Services, they used to select candidates, and those candidates were helping the Britishers to rule India. So that means Indians were used to enslave Indians. One of the famous personality did not fall into this trap though. The famous personality name is Netaji Subhas Chandra Bose. His parents insisted him to take that examination, ICS examination. He went to England, he took that examination, he passed with flying colors. His parents were jubilant, happy that my son would come to India and serve in ICS as an officer. But the person did not care about this ICS officer thing, did not care about title. He cared about solving the biggest problem at the time. The biggest problem was the British occupation. And he went after that problem and he solved that problem. And now we are living in free India, ruled by Indians right now because of that personality who solved that problem at the time. He traveled all across the world. He raised an army outside India and he made that army wage war on British India at the time, and eventually we got independence. Such a brave personality. Now, 99.9% of people are not making into this UPSC examination finals. So what they can learn from Netaji Subhas Chandra Bose? Netaji Subhas Chandra Bose didn't go after title to solve a problem. So you might be having many dreams in your mind that, after I becoming IAS officer or IPS officer, I will be solving this problem. So what Netaji Subhas Chandra Bose is telling is, you can solve that problem right now, right away. Don't think about title. So that is what he's conveying silently. And Netaji made that problem as his purpose. And he went after that by giving blood, sweat, and tears. And finally, we have seen that it was solved. Can you do it in the same way in your capacity? I'll give you an example of ex-IAS officer. His name is Roman Saini. He's solving one of the trickiest problems of India, that is lack of education. He founded an enterprise called as An Academy. He was ex-IAS officer. Now, all these 99.9% of people, I'm asking you, urging you, forget about title of IAS, IPS. You are already an IAS, IPS, in my opinion, because taking on the toughest examination of world itself, you know, itself is a great thing for me. So, can you take any problem? Can you start solving that problem in your capacity? That's it, I'm asking. So, don't worry about your results, don't worry about anything. You are one of the brightest people of India who took on one of the toughest examinations of India. Don't worry about title, go after problem. That is what Netaji said, and that is what I'm urging you to do. Don't worry about results. Thank you. Jai Hind.